The world of ARMY is once again made exciting. Jungkook and Jimin's names are back in the conversation after a small moment, which to some may seem ordinary, sparked a big theory among fans. It all started with the appearance of Jungkook with tattoo details that looked different from before. Not just an additional ink on the skin, but a symbol that allegedly has personal and emotional meaning. ARMY knows Jungkook is not the original figure who chooses tattoos. Every design engraved on his body always had a story, starting from the writing, ARMY, on his knuckle as a form of love for fans, to various symbols that represent his life journey and career with BTS. So when a new detail emerges and looks unusual, it's natural for the public to speculate right away. The moment occurred during a relaxed live broadcast. Jungkook seems comfortable, talking lightly, laughing, and occasionally showing his hands towards the camera. However, the eagle eyes of the fans caught something, a small design that was previously unclear. It didn't take long for the video pieces to be spread across various platforms, analyzed frame by frame. What makes the speculation even stronger is the symbol's resemblance to an element identical to Jimin's. Some fans say that the design is related to numbers, shapes, or styles that have been associated with Jimin. Is this a coincidence? Or is it a hidden message? Jungkook and Jimin's relationship has always been in the spotlight. Since the time of the trainee, the two have been known to have a deep emotional closeness. Jungkook once openly revealed that Jimin was a figure who meant a lot to him, the Hyung who gave him comfort and support when he was a teenager away from his family. While Jimin also looks very protective and attentive to Jungkook several times. That closeness is captured in many moments, whether on stage, behind the scenes, or in their casual content. Eye contact, spontaneous hugs, and small jokes often feel so sincere. It's no wonder that every little detail always has a big meaning in the eyes of fans. But it's important to remember, until now there has been no official confirmation that the tattoo is actually dedicated to Jimin. Everything is still limited to the interpretation of fans. And in the world of fandom, interpretation is often born out of a great sense of love. What makes this story even more interesting is the timing. The appearance of the tattoo detail occurred shortly after the sweet interaction of the two on a public occasion. Many feel that this is not just a coincidence. It is as if there is a pattern, there is an implied story, but never spoken directly. On the other hand, there are also fans who choose to look at it from a different point of view. They think the tattoo may just be part of Jungkook's artistic expression. As an artist, her body can be a canvas for her life's journey, not always about one particular person. And indeed, Jungkook is known as an expressive person. Music, art, tattoos. All of these are mediums to convey emotions that may be difficult to express in words. Even if the tattoo has a personal meaning, it does not mean that it must be announced to the public. What is clear is that this phenomenon again shows how strong the ARMY's attention to every little detail is. A single camera glance can spark thousands of theories, millions of discussions, and trending across multiple platforms. It's not just curiosity, but a form of emotional attachment that has been built up over the years. Is it true that Jungkook gestured a special tattoo for Jimin? Or is this just a coincidence magnified by the fandom's imagination? The answer may only be known to Jungkook himself. But one thing is certain. Their relationship, whatever it takes, has always felt warm and sincere in the eyes of many. And perhaps it is precisely this little mystery that keeps their story alive in conversation. In the world of entertainment full of highlights, sometimes the most memorable is not a big statement, but rather a small detail that is left open to interpretation. Speculation continues to grow. Video clips are enlarged, the contrast is raised. Some even try to redraw the tattoo design to compare it to the symbols that have been associated with Jimin. Long discussions sprang up in various communities, dissecting each line and its shape. For some, it's just ink. For others, it is a still language that speaks louder than words. What makes this issue even more emotional is the long history of closeness between Jimin and Jungkook. Since their debut with BTS, the two have grown not only as fellow bandmates, but as two individuals who strengthen each other amid industry pressure. Jungkook has mentioned several times that Jimin is the person who makes him feel safe. On the other hand, Jimin also often shows his soft side when talking about Jungkook. There are old moments that are brought back to the surface, interview footage, behind-the-scenes scenes of concerts, to live broadcast clips where they laugh without burden. All of this seems to be additional proof for those who believe that this tattoo is not a coincidence. But there is something deeper than just the theory of love. Tattoos are often a symbol of travel. Jungkook is known to be very selective with the designs he chooses. He once said that every tattoo on his body has an important meaning about families, about fans, about dreams, and about himself. So, if there is indeed a symbol inspired by someone who is meaningful in his life, it is not impossible. Some fans also recall that in modern tattoo culture, many people choose small, vague symbols as representations of emotional relationships that don't need to be blurred. Not for showing, but for personal reminders. If the tattoo is indeed related to Jimin, it could mean much more personal than the public imagines. Interestingly, neither Jungkook nor Jimin have ever directly responded to this speculation. They continue to go about their normal activities, smile in front of the camera, focus on their work, and occasionally share light moments with fans. This silence actually makes the mystery even stronger, because in the world of celebrities, silence often triggers more question marks. On the other hand, there are also ARMYs who choose a more realistic approach. They reminded that the closeness of two group members who have been together for many years is naturally intense. Deep friendships sometimes seem like romance in the eyes of outsiders. And perhaps whatever the tattoo means, the most important thing is the mutual respect that has been clearly seen for a long time. This phenomenon also shows how the relationship between idols and fans has developed. ARMY not only enjoys the music, but also feels emotionally connected to the members' life journeys. Every small change, hairstyles, facial expressions, and tattoo additions becomes part of the shared story. And perhaps that's where the beauty lies. It doesn't matter if the tattoo is really dedicated to Jimin or not, nor is it about proving a particular theory, but about how two people who grew up together under the spotlight of the world were able to maintain a closeness that felt sincere. If one day Jungkook chooses to share the meaning behind the design, of course ARMY will listen with an open heart. Otherwise, the mystery will remain part of the narrative that makes their story feel alive. Because sometimes love, in any form, doesn't always need to be announced. Sometimes it is simply engraved secretly, stored in small symbols, and understood by a heart that knows how to read the cues.